Imagine this. You've worked your entire life to build something special, something that's yours alone. And then, out of nowhere, the people who should love you the most try to rip it away. That's where my story begins. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another tale of betrayal and sweet, sweet justice. Today, I'm sharing my own experience, one that still makes my heart race when I think about it. It all started with a phone call from my parents that turned my world upside down. Let me take you back a few years. I was in my late 20s, finally feeling like I had made it. After years of grinding through dead-end jobs, late-night studying, and saving every penny, I bought my dream penthouse. It wasn't just any place. It was on the top floor of a sleek building in the city, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the skyline. The kind of view that makes you feel alive every morning. I decorated it myself. Soft leather couches, a cozy reading nook with books stacked high, and a kitchen where I could experiment with recipes I'd learned from online videos. It was my sanctuary, my reward for all the sacrifices. My family? Well, they were complicated. Mom and Dad had always favored my younger sister, Emily. She was the golden child, pretty, charming, and somehow always in need of help. Me? I was the responsible one, the one who never asked for anything. I paid my way through college with scholarships and part-time work, while Emily got the family car, the shopping sprees, and endless second chances. Don't get me wrong, I loved her, but there was this undercurrent of unfairness that I tried to ignore. Dad was the enforcer, a stern man who believed in tough love, or so he called it. Mom was softer, but she always backed him up. One evening, as I was unwinding with a glass of wine on my balcony, watching the sun dip below the buildings, my phone rang. It was Mom. Her voice was tense, like she was about to drop a bomb. "Honey, we need to talk. Can you come over this weekend? It's important." I agreed, thinking maybe they needed help with bills or something minor. Little did I know this was the start of a betrayal that would test everything I believed about family. When I arrived at their house that Saturday, the air felt heavy. Emily was there too, sitting on the couch with a smug little smile. Dad paced the living room, his face redder than usual. Mom avoided my eyes. "Sit down," Dad said gruffly. I did, my stomach twisting. Then he laid it out. Emily was going through a rough patch. Her latest boyfriend had left her. She was behind on rent and she needed a fresh start. Their solution? I should give her my penthouse. I laughed at first, thinking it was a joke. Give it to her? Like, hand over the keys? But their faces were dead serious. Mom chimed in. "You've done so well for yourself. Emily needs stability. It's just a place. You can find another." Emily nodded, tears in her eyes. Fake ones, I could tell. "Please, sis, I promise I'll take care of it." My mind reeled. This penthouse wasn't just a place. It was my achievement, bought with my sweat and tears. I'd scrimped for the down payment, worked overtime for the mortgage, and now they wanted me to just give it away? I tried to stay calm. "No," I said firmly. "I love Emily, but this is mine. I can help her find an apartment or lend some money, but not this." That's when Dad exploded. His face twisted in anger, and he slammed his fist on the table. "You ungrateful child! After everything we've done for you!" Everything they've done? Like what? Ignoring my birthdays while throwing parties for Emily? I stood up, ready to leave, but he blocked my way. "You're going to do this, or else." Or else what? I wondered. But I didn't wait to find out. I pushed past him and stormed out, my heart pounding. That night, alone in my penthouse, I couldn't sleep. Questions swirled in my head. How could they demand this? Why me? Always me? Little did I know this was just the beginning. The slap was coming, and it would change everything. Stay with me. You won't believe what happened next. As the days turned into weeks, the pressure didn't let up. My phone buzzed constantly with messages from Mom, pleading for me to reconsider. "Think about your sister," she'd say. "Family comes first." Emily sent emotional texts too. "I thought you loved me. Why are you being so selfish?" Selfish? Me? The one who'd always been there for them? It stung, but I held my ground. I even offered alternatives, co-signing a lease for Emily, helping her job hunt. But they shot everything down. It had to be the penthouse or nothing. I started digging into why they were so insistent. Turns out, Emily had racked up massive debts from her lavish lifestyle. Designer clothes, weekends away, all on credit cards Mom and Dad had co-signed. They were drowning financially, and instead of making Emily face the music, They saw my success as their bailout. My penthouse could be sold or rented out to cover her messes. It wasn't about helping her. It was about protecting their image of the perfect family. Meanwhile, at work, I was thriving. I had a great job in marketing, leading a team on big campaigns. My colleagues noticed I was distracted, but I brushed it off. Family stuff, I'd say with a forced smile. But inside, anger simmered. How dare they treat me like an ATM? I confided in my best friend Lisa over coffee one day. They're acting like I owe them my life, I vented. She nodded sympathetically. Sounds toxic. You need to set boundaries. Boundaries. Yeah, that was the plan. But boundaries weren't enough for Dad. He showed up at my building unannounced one afternoon. The doorman buzzed me, and I let him up, hoping for a rational talk. Big mistake. As soon as he stepped inside, his eyes scanned the place like he was appraising it. Nice setup you've got here, he grumbled. Too nice for one person. We sat in the living room, and he launched into his speech. Emily was depressed, crying every night. It was my fault for being stubborn. You're breaking this family apart, he accused. I tried to explain my side, the years of hard work, the pride I felt in owning this. But he interrupted, his voice rising. Pride? That's all you care about? Your sister needs you. When I refused again, something snapped in him. He stood up, towering over me, and before I could react, slap. His hand connected with my cheek, hard enough to make my head snap back. The sting was immediate, but the shock was worse. My own father, hitting me like that? Tears welled up, not from pain, but from betrayal. Get out, I whispered, my voice shaking. He stormed off, muttering about how I'd regret this. That slap echoed in my mind for days. My cheek bruised, a purple mark I hid with makeup at work. But the real bruise was deeper, trust shattered. Family was supposed to protect you, not hurt you. I stared out my windows at night, the city lights blurring through tears. Why did they value Emily more? What had I done wrong? The anger built, turning into a quiet resolve. They thought they could push me around? Fine, I'd push back. But how? I started brainstorming, late into the nights, piecing together a plan that would expose their favoritism and make them face the truth. Little did they know, Dad's slap wasn't the end. It was the spark. Hang on, because the conflict was about to escalate in ways I never imagined. After the slap, silence fell over our family like a heavy blanket. No calls, no texts, just a cold void. I welcomed it at first. It gave me space to heal. But soon, whispers from extended family reached me. Aunts and uncles calling to talk sense into me. Your parents are heartbroken, one said. Emily's suffering because of you. Suffering? She was the one living rent-free in their guest room, while I paid my own way. I decided to investigate Emily's rough patch more. Using social media, I saw her posts. Partying with friends, new outfits, not a care in the world. It was all an act. She wasn't depressed. She was entitled. That fueled my fire. I journaled my thoughts, pouring out the years of slights, the Christmases where Emily got the big gifts, the times Dad praised her art while dismissing my straight A's. It was cathartic, but it also clarified things. This wasn't just about the penthouse. It was about years of betrayal. One day, Mom showed up at my door, eyes puffy from crying. Please, let's fix this, she begged. We talked for hours. She admitted they'd spoiled Emily, but said it was because she was fragile. Fragile? What about me? I asked if Dad regretted the slap. She hesitated. He's sorry, but you provoked him. Provoked? By saying no? That was the final straw. I told her unless they apologized and dropped the demand, we were done. She left in tears, but I felt a strange peace. Work became my escape. I threw myself into projects, earning a promotion. My boss noticed my drive. Whatever's fueling you, keep it up. If only he knew. Nights were for planning. I realized their weakness, money. They'd hidden Emily's debts from everyone. If exposed, their perfect family facade would crumble. But how to do it without stooping low? I needed evidence. I hired a private investigator, discreet, professional. For a fee, he dug into their finances. Reports came back. Emily's credit card statements, loans in parents' names, even some shady investments Dad made to cover her. It was worse than I thought. They'd remortgaged their house. Armed with this, I felt powerful. But revenge wasn't just exposure. It had to be smart, leaving me unscathed. As tensions simmered, Emily reached out directly. A voicemail. "Sis, I miss you. Let's meet." Curious, I agreed to coffee. She arrived looking flawless, no sign of struggle. "I need that penthouse," she said bluntly. "Mom and Dad said you'd come around." No apology, just demand. I smiled calmly. "No." Her face hardened. "You'll regret this." Threat? From her? It only strengthened my resolve. Back home, I stared at the bruise fading on my cheek. The slap had awakened something. A fighter. They thought I was weak? I'd show them. The plan was forming. Use the info to force a confrontation, make them choose fairness or face consequences. But first, I needed allies. I confided in Lisa more, and even a cousin who always saw the favoritism. Support grew quietly. The divide was real now, us versus them. But I wasn't alone anymore. Stay tuned. The betrayal was about to hit a new low. Just when I thought the slap was the worst, a bigger betrayal surfaced. It started with a letter in the mail, from a lawyer. My parents were suing me. Suing? For what? Emotional distress, they claimed, and familial obligation to share assets. It was absurd, but real. The document cited old family loans I'd repaid years ago, twisting them as unpaid debts. They wanted the penthouse or its value in court. My blood boiled. This wasn't family. This was war. I called my own lawyer, a sharp woman named Sarah who'd handled similar cases. "This is weak," she said. "But it'll drag on, cost money. Cost. That's what they wanted, to bleed me dry until I gave in." Emily's signature was on the suit, too. All three against me. The betrayal cut deep. Parents turning on their child? For a spoiled sister? I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Flashbacks hit. Dad teaching me to ride a bike, Mom baking cookies. Gone now, replaced by greed. Lisa stayed over, helping me sort evidence. The PI's report was gold, proof of their financial lies. Sarah advised countersuing for assault, the slap, and harassment. Tempting, but I wanted justice my way. Rumors spread. Friends distanced themselves, believing the family's spin. I was the heartless one. At a family gathering I skipped, they badmouthed me. A cousin texted, "They're saying you stole from them." Lies. It hurt, but fueled me. I documented everything. Texts, voicemails, building my case. One night, alone with wine, I cried, "Why me?" But tears turned to determination. The plan crystallized. Expose their secrets at a family event. Thanksgiving was coming. Perfect. I'd attend, armed with facts, and lay it all out. No violence, just truth. They'd be left speechless, their image shattered. But first, I confronted Emily privately, met at a park. "Why sue?" I asked. She smirked. "You left us no choice. That penthouse should be mine." Hers? Why? Because I'm the one they love more. There it was. The truth. Jealousy, favoritism exposed. I walked away, plans set. The betrayal peaked, but my revenge was brewing. What happened at Thanksgiving? You have to hear this. With the lawsuit looming, I dove into my revenge plan. It had to be precise, emotional, and irreversible, without breaking laws. Goal: force them to drop the suit, apologize, and treat me fairly. Tool: exposure. First, I gathered more evidence. The PI uncovered emails between Dad and a shady lender, plus Emily's fake job applications. I compiled a dossier, financial records, timelines of favoritism, even photos of my bruise. Next, allies. Lisa helped digitize everything. My cousin, tired of the drama, agreed to back me. Sarah prepped legal defenses, but advised settling out of court after exposure. The venue, Thanksgiving dinner at their house. Whole family invited. Aunts, uncles, grandparents. I'd arrive to reconcile, then reveal during toasts. Script in mind, start calm, share my side, then drop bombs. Here's the real story, I'd say, projecting documents on my phone, shared via app. Show debts, lies, slap photo. Watch reactions. Risks? They could deny, escalate. But truth was on my side. I practiced in mirror, voice steady despite nerves. Nights were restless, imagining outcomes. Relief washed over me, finally standing up. The plan wasn't hate, it was justice. They'd learn actions have consequences. As the holiday neared, tension built. A call from Mom. "Come for dinner?" I said yes, voice sweet. They thought I'd cave. Oh, how wrong. The climax was coming. Brace yourself. Thanksgiving arrived, crisp air matching my resolve. I dressed sharp, dossier in bag, heart racing. Drove to their house, memories flashing. Happy holidays past. Now battleground. Inside, smells of turkey, laughter. Emily hugged me fakely. Dad nodded gruffly. Mom beamed, thinking peace. We ate, small talk tense. During dessert, toast began. I stood. I have something to say. Eyes on me. I've missed this family, but there's truth you all need. Pulled out phone, shared screen to TV I'd set up earlier. Slides started. The real story. Showed purchase docs for Penthouse, my money alone. Then Emily's debts, gasps, Dad's loans, murmurs. The slap photo, silence, then outrage from aunts. Why hide this? I asked. Because they favor Emily, always have. Listed examples, gifts, support uneven. Now suing me? For saying no? Dad exploded. Lies. But evidence undeniable. Emily cried, real this time. Mom sobbed. Uncle intervened. This stops now. Chaos ensued. Arguments, tears. Grandparents shocked, sided with me. How could you? To parents. I stayed calm. Drop the suit, apologize, or this goes public. Online to friends. They crumbled. Dad muttered sorry. Mom hugged, whispering regrets. Emily stormed out, but later texted apology. By night, suit withdrawn. Victory. Bittersweet. But the impact lingered. Let's reflect. Post-confrontation, dust settled slowly. Family fragmented at first. Some distanced from parents, others mediated. I kept Penthouse, of course. Parents sought therapy, admitting mistakes. Dad's apology came weeks later, over coffee. I was wrong. The slap, unforgivable. I forgave, but boundaries stayed. Emily moved out, got a job, real growth. We talked eventually, rebuilding slowly. I was jealous, she admitted. You always succeeded. Honesty helped. My life flourished. Promotion, new friends. The experience strengthened me. No more people pleaser. Family gatherings awkward at first, but improved. Fairness now? Equal support. Healing took time, but worth it. Justice served. Looking back, that slap was a turning point. It exposed cracks, forced change. I learned self-worth, that family isn't blind loyalty. The moral? Betrayal hurts, but standing up brings justice. Don't let favoritism destroy bonds. Address it. Revenge, done right, is about truth, not destruction. If you've faced similar, share below. Thanks for listening. Until next time, remember, your story matters. In the months after, I reflected deeply. Journaling helped process emotions, anger fading to empathy. Parents' actions stemmed from their own flaws, not my worth. I volunteered, helping others with family issues. It gave purpose. Emily and I bonded over shared hobbies, rebuilding trust. Dad changed most, softer, proud of both daughters equally. Growth came from pain. Lesson, confront betrayal head on. Today, my penthouse remains my haven, symbol of independence. Family closer than ever, fair and loving. If this resonates, like and subscribe for more stories. The end? No. Beginning of better days.